The objective of this task is to create a graphical user interface that can control 3 LEDs from the Raspberry Pi. So these are the green, blue and red LEDs that you can see here. These are connected to the breadboard and then to GPIO pins on the Raspberry Pi. If I just move on to the code, I'm using the SIT210 library to create the user interface. So what I do here is I define the LEDs. So I have a green, blue and red connected on GPIO port 4, 17 and 27 respectively. I then create the window and initialize its value, its title and its position. I then have 3 functions here. So the select LED function does the majority of the work here and essentially just gets the value from the radio button and then turns the respective LED on. So in this case, LED green on, blue, red, and so on. There is a helper function here called clear all LEDs, which I use at the start of the select LED function, and essentially that just turns off all the LEDs. I also use this clear all LED functions in another helper function called exit application. And this clears the LEDs again and then exits the application. So if I scroll down a bit further, I create a label for the interface. I then create 3 radio buttons corresponding to the LEDs, and then I create an exit button. So if I run this, I see the user interface appear here, and I can select one of these buttons. As soon as I select the button, and the corresponding LED will be on. So I select green, and I'll move down to the Raspberry Pi, to the LEDs, you can see that's on. If I move to LED blue, I can see that light on, or that LED on, sorry, and LED red. So just to go over that again, LED red is currently on. I'll switch to LED blue. I can see the blue LED is on. I'll now switch to LED green. And I can see the green LED is on. If I now exit the application by pressing this exit LED selector, the user interface closes and all LEDs are now off.